Hello everybody, welcome to Quill and Sword, the best D&D show on the internet. Hey, we love our amazing players. Oh, you know what? I don't have my headphones in. That's the problem. That's why I have echo. See, we love our technical difficulties. That's exactly what we love. This was under my food bag. It's okay. I had eat out food tonight. Love it. Okay, here we go. That was my computer. So we're just doing that as the thing now. Anyway, we love our technical difficulties around here. We love Syrinscape. We're using it for our sound effects. It's great. So with that being said, we are going to roll a dice and we're going to see which one of our lovely players is going to recap for us from last time. 2, that is SENITA.
What?
You are going to recap for us what happened last time.
I don't know.
You don't know? Oh, I picked the wrong person. I'm so sorry.
I'm so used to being last, and I'm like, so I'll always get. I was like, I remember what happened last. I'm always last. That'd be fine. I literally came home and like, I just need to put on the end of the video because I'm always last.
That's valid. Okay, let's roll it again. We'll do a re-roll. We'll mull again. Here we go. Oh my gosh, it likes SENITA. Megan, there we go.
I'll cut my camera off. Stop hitting me.
Turn my camera off. It was very much a time of recovery for everyone. You know, everyone, it was about, goes to sleep, and there were some dreams and things like that, and conversations, and I remember well, I mean, there was bath time. Who could not forget bath time, especially with everything that went on, because Tempest was like crying black tears and like sweating black ink, and she now has some purple roots growing in of her hair. Things are very different. Oh, she was throwing up also. She was very sick. Other people going through emotional stuff like Wisp. So Vera, why don't you talk about what Wisp is going through?
Yeah, Wisp Wisp had hit a point of, let's just go with frustration. They were very frustrated with their card because they still know what the heck it meant. They had a rather extended heart-to-heart with Laracle. That's the changeling bard that we met a couple of sessions ago. And while it would be an overstatement to say Wisp is completely sorted, they are in a better place right now than they were last time. And I will hand that over to MARISA.
Yeah, so relatively quiet in that nobody died last session. However, lots of action and adventure in bathtubs, as Megan mentioned. Nim took 2 baths, one at night and one in the morning, because the bubbles were great. Then, when Nim woke up, went downstairs, there was a nice young gentleman, a child gargoyle working down at the breakfast area named Johnson, who was passing out sausages, and we did have a giggle about that in the chat. So there was quite a bit of breakfast, and Nim spoke with Sarahwyn, that's her name, with Sarahwyn about, kind of like gargoyle traditions, do they go to school, that sort of thing. All is well, and everybody is excited for, their special gifts, so I will pass it off to SENITA.
Do you know anything, SENITA?
Did I tell you what I wanted?
We haven't gotten
tell me
to
what
that
you
part
wanted.
in game.
So you can talk about it. You can talk about what happened with the objects and whatnot.
I don't remember. I'm so exhausted.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This week has been hell.
Well, let's throw it to Robin then. Robin, round us out.
Well, I wasn't here last time.
Perfect. No notes.
Yay. So, yes, we had
I could have sworn we
Masquerade.
ended in the middle of a fight, but
Nope.
maybe I'm blending episodes together.
We do that often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did not end in a fight this time. You guys had
Usually a safe
peaceful
bet.
night. It is usually a safe bet. Yes. No, you guys had a peaceful night, and you woke up and you had a good day, and we are now going into the evening, and we are going to open up at just around sunset on the day when you had the massive amount of breakfast meats after we roll the intro. We're going back. All right, we are live. Sorry, I had some technical difficulties. Had to deal with that mess. Don't you know? We love it. It wouldn't be Quill and Sword if we didn't have technical difficulties. We just established that out the gate. So we are going to open up. It is sunset. I would like to go around and just have everybody say what they did for the day and kind of where you'd end up around sunset. We're just going to go based on what the overlay looks like. So that means we're going to start with Tempest. Tempest, what are you doing through the day?
Well, because we were just done with breakfast, so now there's a whole day to do stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we had talked about sequester, getting the ship back together and sailing off towards the next thing. So we should probably prepare for that.
Okay. So you're going to prepare for a ship. Are you going to try to arrange for passage, or are you just looking for information? What specifically are you doing?
Well, all we have is an arrow, right? That's all we get, right? Like, go in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to how does this work? I need to summon, I gotta summon our friend Ghost Ship.
Okay, you're going to summon your ghost ship.
Of course, because now it should be
All right.
even safer to use the Ghost Ship, right?
Okay. It should be.
It should be. I mean, the Raven Queen isn't after us anymore. The Queen of Ravens isn't after us anymore. So maybe that would be easier,
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
now I remember how it ended.
Yeah.
Anyways, I Tempest is going to consult with everyone about how we should plan, and do we need to buy food and all those logistic thingies about going far away on a ship again.
Yeah. Well, you can surmise that ghosts probably don't pack a lot of food because they don't eat.
Yeah. So I find Masquerade.
Okay. Masquerade is probably perched on a roof somewhere.
Well, Tempest searches around and eventually walks up the side of a wall and up onto the roof. Hey, Mask. I was wondering, we need to go to the next, and free the next. You know what? That's the wrong accent. I'm very sorry, people. It's a totally different character. Talk about all kinds of difficulties right now.
Yeah. You've been through a lot. You've been through a lot today.
Yeah.
In game too.
Mask, I have to ask. We should probably get going, right? I mean, I know all the changelings want to hang out with the changelings, but we have other things to accomplish.
And we can always come back later.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of world stuff going on. We've got things that if we're not there to fix them really will go off the rails. So I entirely agree with you.
Should we summon the ship again?
That's not single use, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well
No,
then,
I have something I could do maybe 4 more times at the most. I mean, I don't think this would be a waste though, because we're supposed to go far away.
right.
No. We should. That's the problem with having just an arrow.
Well, if we don't know for sure where we're going to end up, and we need someone that will definitely ferry us as far as we will go, I think that sounds like a solid decision.
Okay. We should get a map or something just to make sure.
That's probably a good idea. I'll see what I can do about that.
Tempest's hair is growing in purple now. She has purple roots.
You changed your colors. I like it.
I what?
Your hair, it's...
My hair.
I'm gonna, pull out a little compact and show you.
Oh, that's not right at all.
Are you sure?
I mean, It shouldn't be.
If you want it different, we can find you a dye or something.
No, I've gone through a lot, and it just doesn't seem... How does that happen?
You know? I don't know. I've gotten to the point that I've kind of stopped trying to question, like, why the weird things that are happening to us happen the way they do. We should just kind of roll with it. There's a lot of weird magic in the air, you know?
Yeah.
It looks good.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
You are
Everything's
most
been
welcome.
very different. I feel very different. The world is very different. Everything is sharper.
Different good or different bad?
I mean, it's sharper and colder and warmer all at the same time.
So, undecided.
I mean, it's all the things. I don't know how to describe it besides that.
That sounds terribly exciting.
Yeah, it is. Honestly, it's been difficult with everything that's happened between me and the Phoenix, the Amethyst Phoenix. I don't even I've made decisions and I've decided that I'm going to forgive people and myself and to try to do better and redeem, work to redemption and not just vengeance, but so much harder actually contemplating what that means.
It is. It's hard to let go. That's definitely not something that everybody's just born knowing how to do, and it's commendable to try. You don't have to. I mean, you did, but, you know.
I mean, did I do the right thing? Should we have let them just reverse time? It didn't seem right.
Okay, can I pause and OOCly ask, because I didn't realize that time had been reversed? Like, what's the lore there? I feel like Mask would know this.
Well, they wanted to, remember with the
Oh, right, we
yeah,
didn't.
that was their
Okay,
plan.
yes.
We didn't do it, but they wanted to, and so
Okay. No, I think that what's happened has happened, and we're where we're at. We definitely need to find another way to resolve that. You're not wrong.
okay. Well, what were you doing up here before I decided to pester you with questions?
I'm gonna point at some of the people passing by. Like, not linger on any one for too long, but I'm just enjoying the city for the last night that we're here. You see all of these people coming and going, and just not anyone specific, because that would be watching in a creepy way, but like the veins and arteries that are the roads here. I love watching the people in places. It helps you know the soul of a place. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I never sat and watched. I just so quickly ran from place to place to place before, but it makes sense.
There was a point in time that I had to live like that too, but if I can take the time, this is fascinating to me. They are fascinating to me. And I feel about the same way almost everywhere.
Well,
Maybe if I watch them long enough, I'll be able to be a part of it. Someday.
Maybe we should watch together for a little while.
I think that'd be good. And I'll go find a map after?
Yes.
Alright. And so, like, for the next while, Mask will just, like, point out specific things, little details that he finds charming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So meanwhile, while you're doing that, actually, before we do that, I'm going to tell you, as you're sitting on the rooftop, you've kind of been sitting here, right? You're in a gargoyle city. There's people flying and gliding everywhere. Like, you can actually see, like, the sky is full of people that are flying, right? So now that it's sunset, you're kind of really seeing the brilliant colors of skin and the nuance to how these people dress. They don't wear a lot of flowy garments generally. They wear stuff that is close to the skin so that it doesn't flap in the wind or tangle up their wings. You do see that there's like that a lot of the people, not all of the people, but a lot of the people are armed as they fly. So they've got some kind of strength to them being able to fly with weapons carried. And I would like for you to give me a perception or investigation check, your choice.
We are going to do perception. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I'll do investigation because that is not as bad.
Okay.
25.
25. Okay.
And dirty 21.
Okay. So both of you guys see this. You notice that at the docks, you see the ships coming and going and stuff. You see ships from all sorts of different peoples. And there's one ship off in the distance that is approaching that Masquerade you would recognize. Tempest, you would not necessarily know what it is, but you see the ship because it's impressive with its massive single sail that covers the whole thing. It almost looks like a cross between like a Viking ship and those Chinese vessels that have the folding sails. It's something between those. There are oars that are propelling it as well as the wind. And you see that there is a person at the helm that is casting wind into the sail with magic. These people are feline in appearance, and they seem to all be of the same ancestry on this boat. And that will register how it will for Masquerade, and for Tempest, you would not know necessarily about these people as much.
And they don't look like the
Lion mommy.
Lion
Mommy. They do look like her.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So there's Larry.
Yes.
So do they look like they're getting ready to assault us?
You can make an insight check for that
Okay,
one.
my passive insight is 17. Is that enough, or do I need to roll?
That is enough. It does not look like they are actively preparing for siege on this town right now.
Okay.
But it is the kind of thing that it's not exactly pleasant either to see them.
Okay.
Just because they do look like they have a purpose, they don't look like they're just docking to resupply. Based on the fact that how they're bearing their arms.
Yeah, I think that the map is gonna have to wait. Need to make sure that this is a peaceful whatever it is.
Should we rush down?
Do you mind if I take the sky away?
Oh, go for it.
Alright, and I will, just morph wings and fly down there.
Tempest just runs down the side of the building.
Okay. Meanwhile, where is Anu?
I'm just walking around.
You're just walking around?
Yes.
Okay. Make an investigation or perception roll for me.
Let's see. Investigation, perception. Oh, no. Do perception. Move things out of the way. All right, my dice ran away. 29.
29. You see a small gargoyle child just swoop in nearby, about 10 feet off from you, to this non-gendered appearance person who is currently vending bread. And the child swoops down in front of them and goes, Are, you have to see the ships that are coming. They're so cool. They have these massive sails. And this child continues to describe these vessels. And then what catches? And there's cat people all over the boat. Everywhere.
Oh, this.
And their parent just sort of looks at them and is like, cat people. And you see there's like this spark of realization in their eyes. And they sort of scoop up the child and say, come. And they fly off, leaving their bread stand just open.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna head towards the docks then.
Okay, so you're heading toward the docks. Where is Nim?
So Nim spent about an hour in a courtyard area with Johnson, showing him Steve, and letting him play with Steve a little bit, and then after that, Johnson had to go do some work. But Johnson did procure several apples and whatnot for Steve. But after that, Nim decided she was going to go kind of into the city a little bit to do a little bit of shopping, see if she could find some souvenirs maybe for Giselle, or for Ben, and, just see what's on offer, or if there's anything she needs, or, if perhaps there's some special pastries that need to be procured.
Okay, so, right around the time that you notice this, baker, this bread vendor with this stand, you watch the child situation happen. You notice Anu over by the wayside, and as Anu starts taking off, you sort of hear this shift in the wind as you look up to watch Masquerade in gargoyle form swooping toward the docks as well.
Nim just throws up her hands. Well, I guess we're doing something now, and starts hustling that way.
Okay. And what about Wisp? Where is Wisp?
Wisp had a bit of a heavy morning. Like, it turned out well, but it was a bit of a heavy morning. Wisp needed retail therapy, and the way that they're going to take that is, they have enough of a memory to recall the king being so very grateful for everything we've done. And so Wisp put on the charm, basically went, so is there anywhere where I could find a little something for myself just to show your appreciation? And so Wisp has been browsing magical items in whatever vault or storage or whatever, and has found something they rather like. It's a rather lovely looking belt, and sort of getting a sense of, and like, you can decide, do you want to like have these things be labeled and have me know what I'm actually getting, or
make an Arcana check.
Oh,
because this is a treasure trove. This looks like a a dragon's hoard, like just piles of coins. Like, this underground trove is like, oh, no wonder they're so well off.
That's a 23.
23. You know exactly what this is.
Beautiful. I will procure myself this belt of stone giant strength.
Okay.
And I shall put it on. You told me to roll a d4 for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I get an inch taller.
Okay. So you clasp the belt, and when you clasp it, it's almost like it echoes briefly. And you then feel this as you just sort of creak up, and there's just an extra inch now. A little bit straighter.
Ooh. Okay, that bit I wasn't expecting, but I can work with this. just sort of experimentally, just try and like find a chest or something and just try and lift up something that I knew I wouldn't have been okay for me to try and lift before.
Okay. So you do, and it is really easy. Like, the wieldiness of it is still important, like the bulkiness, just for sake of like being able to control what you're doing, but just for lifting it, yeah, you can grab that handle and just easy.
Ooh, this'll be fun. And from there, Wisp would just sort of get out and just take in the air before it starts getting too dark.
Okay. And as you go out on the, are you going out on a balcony or are you going out to the gardens?
The gardens again, I expect.
Okay. So you go out to the gardens and you can see Tempest up on the roof talking with Masquerade. And just as you're going to turn your attention away, Masquerade sprouts wings and flies off. And I'm not sure how Tempest reacted as a result of that. Tempest, what were you doing?
Oh, she just runs down the face of the building.
Okay.
With her stuff.
All right, so Wisp will see that. And... Oh, okay. So not a quiet afternoon then. Cool, great. And I will head in whatever direction I think it is they went.
Okay. So all of you converge on the docks. Masquerade, you're going to get there first, with Anu and Nim getting there shortly after, and then Wisp and Tempest bringing up the rear just as the ship has finished docking and the Azlari step off. You notice that the leader is a maned individual with a vivid black, like this almost blue-black pelt and hair. And he has these very stark, piercing eyes, one green and one blue. And all of these figures are wearing like what is essentially a something between a tabard and a toga, with pieces of armor incorporated throughout. And as he steps forward, this massive broadsword on this harness on his back, he looks to all of you, he looks to everyone else, and he steps off of the boat. And when he steps off the boat, the ship actually kind of sloshes in the water as it goes up again when he leaves, and then goes back down a little bit. And he walks straight up to all of you, since you seem to be waiting for him specifically, unlike a lot of the other people that are just kind of like watching. Which of you would be at the head of the group at this time? I'm going to let you kind of discuss for a minute to decide, because this is going to be who he perceives as the leader.
We have a number of faces here. We have no end of charisma in this group. But Tempest, being heavily armored, normally does stand more forward. Unless someone else wants to be in front.
Nim
No, I'm just
definitely
gonna-
would not.
Just
Nope.
gonna watch and be ready to like interpose in case a punch gets thrown or something.
Okay.
always
I'm
in
gonna
back.
make the call that feeling a little flush with confidence at the moment, and also with concern for Tempest's limited knowledge of the goings on. These people, Wisp is going to take a step forward and be just a little bit ahead of her. Wisp isn't necessarily certain that that's significant, but like, let's not risk this. Let's not have Tempest be point.
Okay. That's valid. She's not from this plane, so...
Yeah.
He steps forward to Wisp, stands nearly chest to chest with you, and he stands head and shoulders above even other Azlari. He's almost 8 feet tall.
Craning my neck.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
So,
8 feet tall. Interesting.
have a good sail getting here?
Not necessarily.
Shame. It's never a great thing when someone arrives in port in a bad mood.
well, you would be in a bad mood too. Hey! And he calls to the people on the ship, and they start lugging this massive head of a creature that's been severed. The head is probably about the size of a minivan.
Is this that thing that we saw in the water that time?
It is.
Yes, actually, that would validate a bad mood. And I will give my congratulations. I am unfortunately slightly familiar with that.
Then you know how much trouble it can be. I'm curious how you got away.
Speedily.
That makes sense.
I believe it fought. Wait, didn't we see that fight some large tentacled monster?
I believe so. You'll have to forgive me, Tempest. I did lose track of how many things were trying to kill us at that particular point.
Yeah, there were quite a bit of them. Yes, it was quite a few. They are, as the great man here says, the great person here says, she would not have said man. As our friend here said, annoying.
It was. It was a very, very inconvenient encounter.
Yes. Absolutely.
More so for it than us.
Clearly.
Why do you wait for us at the docks? Have you seen another like me?
Oh, well, precisely like you? No, actually, you are delightfully unique. This is a great look. You're really working this. My compliments. But if you're asking me if I've seen others of a type, yes. On more than one occasion.
I am looking for one of our own to bring home. And he describes a very familiar description to you and rounds it out with, she calls herself Asana.
Ah. No. No. Can't say I'm familiar with that.
Make a deception check.
Okay. Okay.
Oh my gosh! Sorry.
So
I have no
is
poker face, I told you.
that is a 24.
So he got a natural 20, which rounds to a 24. Meets usually beats, but because he got a crit, I'm going to say that lets him break the tie in his favor.
Damn it.
You guys
I
watch.
rolled a 19!
Yep. You guys watch as his claws just a little bit pierce Wisp's armor, or that cloth underneath the armor, and lifts Wisp by the collar of the shirt. Liars don't do well in our society. You're fortunate we are here.
Your tone didn't endear me to your quest. Why are you looking for?
The rest of you can make a perception check except Wisp, because Wisp, you're kind of preoccupied, obviously.
My attention is kind of focused.
7.
Perception, dirty 24.
Dirty 24.
Good.
Okay.
This is all new, all different Tempest.
So, who got 18? Did somebody say 18?
I got 8, and
Oh,
Senita
8.
got 15.
Oh, I heard 8 and 15 together at the same time.
Oh.
So 15 makes it anew. In your periphery, you watch as soon as he grabs Wisp by the collar and lifts her, every civilian takes whatever armament they had and draws it and starts surrounding around you guys. You see children summoning fire and ice or crackling lightning in their hands. you see people whose eyes start illuminating with this orange or red, yellow, blue fire. Gargoyles everywhere, just coming out of the woodwork, walking out of buildings, slinking out from alleyways, a couple crawling up from under the dock, just surrounding around you guys, silently, doing nothing, saying nothing, watching. And he sets you down, Wisp. Your hooves give a little clop on the cobblestone. He takes one step back. Apologies. I become overzealous at times when dealing with those who have abandoned our people.
I had a suspicion that was along those lines. I'm going to ask this as respectfully as I can. While I understand that for your people and for how you live and conduct yourselves, that her leaving and her striking out on her own path is not something that you would approve of or be okay with. I accept that. I don't dispute it. I question why you feel it necessary to hunt her for this.
Those who abandon the Aslari way are lost and need to be re-educated.
That's a very loaded term. I have no desire to confront you, combat you, challenge you, or even get in your way. But I will not help you.
All of us, even you, those of you who are not part of our way of life, are part of the Aslari star map. You have your own star map. And you will live up to your purpose. She, as an Aslari, can stray and has. My purpose is to bring back those who stray. You can understand why I would be invested in this. Fate demands it.
I can. You'll have to forgive me. Again, with as much respect as I can muster, I have little use of fate. I do not mean to disrespect your way of the world.
I do.
But in my view of the world, people's stories are their own, and they are not written in stars, on paper, or anywhere else, not before they've happened. They are written afterwards, so they can be retold, shared, and learned from. But one's path is one's own. You have chosen to follow the way that you do, to follow fate. I choose, to the best of my ability, freely admitting it might fail, but I choose to ignore fate at every possible turn.
He looks past you as you finish speaking. My sister spoke of an elf with braids and a purple cloak. And he's looking right at Anu.
Oh, and what did your sister say of this elf?
That she makes deals with devils and outside beings. And that she destroyed an entire battalion with naught but emotion.
My goodness. Well, if you believe that to be true, I would think that if you ever were to encounter anyone who vaguely matched that description, you'd probably feel it prudent to flee immediately.
Make an intimidation check. And
Can
Anu,
I
how
use
are
the
you
help
responding?
action?
Intimidation.
Me?
You can. I want to see how Anu's reacting first, though.
Listen, you walk down one dark alley and they never let you forget it.
So you're like implying that he's correct.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Thanks.
Masquerade, what are you doing?
Just like arms folded, like standing in an intimidating way, actually morphing a little bit more muscular.
Okay. What about Nim and Tempest as we're going into this check? What are you doing?
Nim is prepared to encourage if necessary,
Okay.
pushing up her sleeves a little bit, but also staying kind of behind everybody because she doesn't want to be the first target because she'll die.
Can I put my hood on though and try to stand intimidatingly?
Absolutely.
Okay.
What about you, Tempest? What are you doing?
Tempest is very calm, perfectly serene. Yeah, that's it. Perfectly serene. She doesn't have a weapon. She's in regular old clothing. She's not charged up. She is absolutely serene.
With
She'll smile on her face, wanting to, with a manner that's supposed to be disarming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wisp, make an intimidation check with advantage,
Oh.
and you can add 4, one for each of your companions who's helping you with this.
Okay, so that will be a 27.
You could intimidate God with that. Okay.
Oh, and Steven, while we're at it, is there like just a stone or something close by under my feet?
Yeah.
I want to crush it under my hoof.
You can do that without even making a roll.
Great.
So, you crush that stone. He looks down, like you could tell he's trying not to let you know he looked, but he looked. He looks to all of you, surveying, trying very hard not to look scared, but you watch as those feline instincts just a little bit are causing his lips to curl up like to bare his teeth as though he is frightened. He takes one more step back, turns on his heel, and he will kick the head of the sea monster. Oh, he got a natural 20. He kicks the head of the sea monster immediately at your feet, Wisp. So the entire thing splatters with just a little bit of that black Icarus blood everywhere. And a little bit of it gets on your hoof. And he boards the boat
prestidigitate it
again.
right off immediately. Gone.
And he gets on the boat. And he orders a command without resupplying or anything else. They're turning around and heading out.
What direction does the boat start heading, out of curiosity?
It starts heading to, let me roll a direction die. It's basically a D8. South.
Great. South is wonderful. We love South.
So, yeah.
South
As-
isn't the direction we need to go later, is it?
It is, but it's not the direction Asana went.
Ah, okay.
So, it's going south. You guys, it is now nightfall. The moon has just risen. The stars are out. And everyone sort of disperses. And Wisp, as you turn around now, you notice, oh, there was a lot of people just gathered around us.
Oh. Okay, so maybe that wasn't all me, but I thought I did okay.
You did splendid, Wisp. We should
Very good.
discourage violence in the future.
Oh, it's nice to actually avert a fight once in a while, I suppose.
Yes. Also, what did happen to Asana?
So, Steven, sorry, I'm trying to check out. She went back to Voiré, didn't she?
Yeah, she escorted Ben
That-
to
yes,
the pumpkin
there we go.
carriage. So she's with Ben right now. She's basically bodyguarding him till you guys get back. Because that's
Right.
what she promised to do.
So I am not going to, out of just inherent paranoia right now, I'm not going to say the location. I'm just going to say she's taking care of Ben.
Okay, good. I thought it was something like that, but
Well, she'll be fine as long as that. I mean, that's bad news, and it's now on my to-do list to get to her again and be sure she's okay and warn her. But for right now, I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah. So, as you guys are sort of just gathering whatever you're gathering, everyone can give me a d20 roll. Just tell me what you get. Straight number.
12.
Also
18.
12, 18,
5.
5,
8.
8. Okay. Tempest. We'll start with you. Make a perception check.
Okay. What is that? 15.
15? All right. So you notice that someone with very small hands is currently reaching into your coin purse that's currently hanging off your belt.
You think I'd be smart enough not to put a coin purse on my belt anymore, right? Keep it like inside my chest pocket or something like that. Tempest is going to grab that hand, just
Okay.
snatch it.
And you also grab a fistful of hair, like fur. This hand
Wow.
is vaguely feline, has claws, and the face is almost somewhere between feline and canine, with a massive, almost like trolls, you know, if you've seen the movie with the cute trolls, that kind of hair, just like a big stack of it, and a swishing feline, like lion-like tail.
So basically, we're talking like Lion-O from the Thundercats.
Yes, if Lion-O was 3 feet tall.
Okay, all right, I
And-
got it.
And this is a halfling.
Okay, that wouldn't be a halfling that that Tempest would recognize.
No, this is this
So-
world's version of a halfling.
Yeah. Excuse me. I believe that is mine.
And you see that her eyes get really big, these big pink eyes, and she's like, I didn't do it.
Yes. Here's the thing about doing things. Getting caught and not being successful doesn't make it any worse than not getting caught and being successful.
You wouldn't turn me in, would ya? And you see her eyes get real big, like, you know, like when a cat's trying to charm you.
Turn you inside out? I wouldn't turn you inside out. Of course not. What a terrible thing to suggest.
And make
Can
a
you
make
roll
an
for
athletics check.
accidental intimidation?
Make an athletics check.
Oh, this is not gonna be good.
I'll let you use charisma instead because of how your powers work.
Oh, okay. Sounds good to me. All right. That's oh yeah, but it's not bad. Okay. All right. It's a 9.
A 9. She easily slips free of your grasp and bolts down an alleyway. She does not get anything out of your coin purse.
That's fine. I'm not gonna chase her. What I am gonna do is decide to never keep coins on the outside of my person ever again.
Okay, lovely. Love that for you.
Yes. From now on, there will be, because she gets to transform her armor. There'll be a little pocket on the inside, and she'll just reach in and grab what she needs.
Okay.
Now on. No more pickpocketing me. Unless they reach into the top of my shirt. That would be quite a dex.
You regularly end up on the pickpocketing side of things, don't you, actually?
This has happened multiple times now. Yes, absolutely.
I think you just always roll on the pickpocket side of my table. That's wild. Okay. Sure, that's what we're doing now. Love it. Nim, you are walking just down the street, getting ready to supply. You notice an interesting shop. This shop has all sorts of odds and ends and baubles. Like, it's a knick-knack shop. It's clearly like, not the kind of place that has anything useful, but it's the place where you're going to find something weird, Like, it's going to be really weird, whatever you find here. And that's all. That's what you find. You can choose to go there or not. It's your choice.
100%.
Okay, you go inside.
Nim loves bits and bobs.
So, you walk inside, and you are immediately hit with that, like, very pungent smell of old things, like antiques. That kind of, like, very specific smell. It's kind of like old leather. It's kind of like old wood. It might incorporate both of them, but there's also like your grandma's candles in her house scent wafting through as well. And you see a counter. Like, there is a direct line to a counter. Among the clutter everywhere, there is a counter. And sitting at that counter is a rather tall and lanky humanoid. I say humanoid because you thought they were human because they were wearing a large pink cloak. And then all of a sudden they turn to look at you, and that's when you notice the long protruding beaked face and the very long neck. This is a bird folk who looks like a flamingo.
That's fantastic.
And you hear this very specifically, exuberant is an adjacent word, but it's not quite the right word. It's somewhere between exuberant, startled, and pleased. Oh, hello there! Welcome to my shop.
Well, thank you. I'm very excited. You have a ton of wares that are quite interesting.
Oh, yes, I have the most interesting wares. Are you looking for something specific?
Well, you see, I'm in the market for some souvenirs for a couple of friends of mine. Actually, I was going to get one for Giselle, who's a young lady, for Ben, her dad, and then Shakard, who is her other dad, kind of, because there was a whole thing. But, I was going to go ahead and grab some presents.
Oh, I have the perfect thing for you, dear. Hold on. And she sort of half flaps her wings as she leaps with these enormously long legs over the countertop and bustles over to this shelf that's like 3 aisles back. And she returns with a dress that is clearly fitted for like someone in their mid to late teens. And then she also comes with a pair of heart necklaces that are broken down the middle so that they like join. And she's like, here you go, for the young lady and her father's.
Oh, well, I think this dress is fantastic. I will absolutely be getting this. The thing is that her fathers have never met. Or maybe they have, but for like 5 minutes. It's, it's complicated. And I don't want to give you too much information here. But one of them is somebody who has recently come home to himself, and the other is a long-suffering man that just wants to run his business.
That sounds very weirdly common and appropriate, actually. So will the necklaces not do?
I don't think so. But do you have something perhaps different? Like individual gifts for each of them?
Oh, you mean something more traditional. Just a moment. And she rushes back. I'm going to make an insight check. Oh, she got a 2. She comes back with a pair of wedding rings that are both fitted for men.
These are great too. I just don't know their ring size. I think that I don't want to make assumptions and then find out that they don't fit. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking for Ben, we need something he's a very smart boy. I knew him when he was young. I think that perhaps some book maybe on history, maybe magical history, if that's something that you have in your shop. And then for Jacquard, perhaps something to help him run his business. I think it would be very helpful if he were able to do inventory easily, and maybe something that could help him when perhaps one daughter, lit some of his inventory on fire and the other daughter drank it all.
Oh, I have just the thing. And she will bustle away. I want you to roll me a D100 for one of those.
You're making me find my dice, Steven.
Mm-hmm. Do you know how to roll or do you know what the percentile dice are? And
yeah, it's the...
Okay, cool. That was like the hardest one for me to learn.
I got a 70.
70. Oh, well, it's not dire. Unless it is.
You're the least reassuring person in this game, Steven.
Thank you. Okay. So, she returns with 2 items, one of which is a stone and metal abacus. This for the man with the business, and this for the magical history buff. And she produces a book that looks like it has been stitched of a quilted patchwork of some sort of skin. And there is a lock on it that has a skull.
Do I know anything about this book? Like, have I heard about books like this? Can I do like a history check or?
Yeah, make a history check.
There's a chuckle to your voice that makes me very nervous.
Right. Especially since I just got a natural 1.
Oh no!
You know what? This might be some sort of religious text.
You know what? Nim is feeling good about it, and is just eager to get out of this shop.
Okay.
So Nim's gonna go ahead and take these 3 items.
Okay.
Could you wrap these for me, perhaps?
Oh, of course. Just a moment. And she goes and wraps the things. They look very nice. She's a very good job at wrapping things. Mm-hmm. And yeah, they will only cost you a total of 25 gold pieces.
Okay. Done.
And you can add stone and metal abacus to your inventory. And then Mysterious Book of Necromantic History. So, next...
Oh, and I guess Giselle's party dress.
Mm-hmm, and a party dress. So, now we're gonna go to... Let's go to Masquerade. I like going to Masquerade.
Hello.
So, Masquerade, You're going through the town? What exactly are
map.
you preparing for? A map?
I said I'd get a map. I'm gonna go get a map.
Oh, that's appropriate. So, you find this shop that has maps, like, wallpapered over the display window. There's no, you can't see in the shop because the maps are wallpapering the display window.
Well, that is definitely one way to advertise your wares. That is where I'm going.
So, you walk in, and you see that this place is very neat, very tidy, very orderly. There are globes, there are, geometry tools. There's all sorts of different tools for cartography.
So, I don't know if this is important or not, but just gonna pin that I am still changelinged, but still have wings.
Okay.
Okay.
And you see that there is a lady running the counter. She has half of her head shaved, and the other half is a scraggly mess, and there are braids going down the back. And
I respect that.
she is a dwarf. She has what looks like this ruby embedded into her eyes, or maybe they are her eyes. And then she also has this giant shard of ruby jutting out of one shoulder. She is wearing what you could best describe as sailor's attire, and all of it in shades of red.
Are you the cartographer?
I am indeed. What can I do for you?
Well, as you might have surmised, I am in the market for a map.
Excellent. Isla, by the way. She, her.
Masquerade. He, they. And I shake.
And she shakes your hand. So what kind of map do you need? I've got all sorts of different types.
Good. We're not actually sure where we're going. We just have a vague direction to go in. So something that goes as far, what direction do we need to go in?
So, I can give you this world map on the cheap. 1 gold. And she'll slide it your way. But you seem like the sort to be interesting. I've got something interesting if you want to see it.
I definitely want to see something interesting.
All right. This. And she pulls out a second parchment, and she unrolls it. And it keeps unrolling until she gives like this weird click of her tongue. It's kind of like a... And the parchment then stops and unfolds to the edge. So, put your thumb right there in the corner.
And I do that.
All right. Go somewhere. Walk around the room. Walk around the shop.
All right. So I walk to the door and back.
All right. And you see that in the time that it took you to walk to the door and come back, the map has filled in. And now it's showing the shop, the trail you took, and all of the objects that were immediately surrounding your particular path that you took.
Oh, so it's like a Minecraft map.
Mm-hmm.
How much for this one?
This one will run you about 50 gold.
I will pay for it on the spot. I'm not even going to try to haggle. I want this that badly.
All right. And I'll give you this as a bonus. And she slides a quill your way. That's an interesting quill, too, because you seem like the sort of person that'd be nice to know if I ever needed a favor.
Ah, this writes to you then?
It does.
All right. Yeah, absolutely. You ever find yourself in trouble? It might take me a while to get back, mind you. We're on a bit of a quest right now, but you'll definitely hear back.
And she pulls out another matching quill and just scribbles something on a random piece of paper. And the text shows up on the map. It lets me write back.
Good. Then thank you for leaving the line open, and I'll definitely be in touch. I'm gonna roll up the magical map, and I'm very excited about this. Mm-hmm. Oh, how do I make it go back to parchment state? Does it just do that on its own?
Oh, you have to set a particular word. I chose a sound. But
Okay.
to set the word, you grab both ends of the map on either side. And then she recites this phrase that is very difficult to pronounce. Do you speak Dwarven?
No.
You're going to have to make a performance check then to recite it.
All right.
There's a lot of like rolling R's and weird inflections in the back of the throat.
I'm using my point of inspiration. I want to
Okay.
do. I'm trying to be impressive. Darn it. Okay. So 13 is as high as I'm gonna get there.
That's what you needed.
Oh.
So you do it. You stumble over it a little bit, but you do it. And then she backs away and says, the next thing you say is your password.
And then I just walk out. I haven't said anything yet.
Okay.
I'm just like, I haven't decided. I'm gonna need some time to think.
Mm-hmm.
Mask is gonna be quiet for a bit.
That's fine. So, let's jump to Anu.
Okay.
Anu, what are you doing to prepare?
What am I doing to prepare? We're about to go in the sea. I don't know. I guess I'm just I'm walking around town listening for whispers.
Okay. I'm not even going to make you roll. Because someone sneaks up behind you with a very familiar voice and says, "What you doing?"
Is this a small child?
Nope. This is Lyrical. Hi. Sorry. Didn't mean to be creepy, but I figured if I came up any louder, you might stab me.
Now, where would you get that kind of idea?
I've heard stories about chandeliers.
Oh my god. Never ends. What story hasn't anyone heard about me?
So what are you doing?
What are you doing?
I'm perusing before we head out.
Where you going?
Voire. We're going to see if perhaps a traveling circus will let us perform with them.
I see. Best of luck to you.
Yeah, ever since David learned to put his arm behind his head, he's been so excited. I'm trying to convince him that everybody can do that, but...
What? No. Is his elbow turned?
No, he just... and demonstrates.
Oh, it. They'll find out eventually.
But, where are you guys off to?
I haven't a clue.
What are you trying to do?
I'm sure it's more adventuring.
I mean, adventure isn't always bad, right?
You never know with us.
Oh. Some bad adventures lately? I heard there was a mess at the docks, but you handled it rather skillfully.
Yeah. That was fun. But could have ended up bad.
Okay. Well, we are, porting out. So if you guys need a ride, like, and you figure it out before, say, 8th bell, we could maybe swing you wherever you're going. I figured out how to use my powers with this. And flicks out the card. I make doors. I can go places.
Be careful, not every door is your friend.
Oh, I mean, I've never met a door I didn't like.
It's what's behind the door that you gotta worry about.
Sounds like you've had some experience with doors.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I just hear things.
Make a deception check. Oh my gosh, I got another natural 20. I'm using all my 20s right now. with the role play.
I got a 21. Wait, 22.
They beat you. Lyrical just sort of looks at you and squints just a little bit. Uh-huh. Well, if you want to, if you're all about the journey, feel free, have fun. But if you've got a location in mind or a goal, I can maybe help you out.
You'll have to ask the navigator. I just sit in the bird's nest and watch over people.
Who's your navigator?
I don't know.
Oh, well, it's, if you don't know where you're going, you don't know your navigator, at least you're 2 for 2.
I'm pretty sure it's Mask, but I don't want to be confident and say it.
Okay.
It could also not be Mask. Listen, I just work here and have fun with friends. Details aren't important.
Okay. That's interesting. I feel like you might be more of a kindred spirit than you realize.
Are you coming on to me?
No, I can if you want me to, but I wasn't. I'll
tell you what. When I figure it out, I will let you know before the 8th bell.
Great. Wisp should have a whistle that lets me know that I'm needed.
Man, where is my fun item?
Oh, you want a fun item? I got you. And tosses you a cube. It is this world's version of a Rubik's Cube.
I was going to say, is this a fidget cube?
Basically, yes. I can never solve it.
Oh.
I think it requires some intelligence.
I don't have that. What do you do?
I'm good at bullshitting things, but this cube doesn't bullshit into being fixed. So.
Exactly. I have wits.
Right. I don't know. I'm fast on my feet. I'm fast with my tongue. I'm not so fast up here. So, it's all right. Well, anyway, I hope to see you before the 8th bell. And, also, here. And tosses you a rolled up piece of leather. This just strikes me as something you might use. But you didn't get it from me. And walks off.
I got a leather and a cube.
If you unroll it, you'll find that it is a masterwork lockpick set.
Yay.
These are made of silver, which means they can unlock magical locks.
Nice.
And
tuck that away.
Wisp.
Yes.
Last but not least.
Never least.
So what were you looking for to prepare for your voyage?
Actually, at this point, Wisp is just kind of riding high on the day turning out rather well. They've been leaving the prepping for the ship pretty much up to everybody else. They have been relaxedly wandering.
Okay. So you're relaxedly wandering, and you come across someone begging in the streets. Roll me a d4.
That is a 1.
A 1. You see that this person is sort of folded up on themselves, very scrunched together, almost like she's trying to sort of make the rags on her body cover her more. She has very long legs with unkept toenails that are poking out of shoes that the toes of which have been either ripped away or worn away. It's hard to tell. She has gloves where the fingers have also sort of worn away to her very unusually long fingers that are gnarled with these long unkept nails, and just this raggedy sort of, it's more of a doily than a proper hood pulled over her head.
So Wisp will pause. Bad year?
Bad. Bad. Bad for who?
For you.
Never bad. Always interesting.
Interesting is good.
Interesting is neither good nor bad. And she sort of reaches for you, just like with a hand.
I'm going to take one step back. Ooh. Don't even know my name yet.
No, I thought you might have something for me.
Oh, sorry, I've been countering enough things that have not had the best of intentions when they reached a hand out to me lately.
Oh.
I do apologize.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
Hags
I'm going...
and hobs and the like.
Mm-hmm. Well, there was an interesting occasion down at the dock. Mussed my top a little bit. But if you are asking for help, which it appears you are, feel free to correct me.
I am. Just
Okay.
a coin, something for a warm beverage and a place to lie my head would be most appreciated.
All right. So, let me see what I have. And I want to kind of turn away just a little bit, just so she can't see exactly what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to kind of squirrel. Let's go with 100 gold pieces into a smaller pouch.
Okay.
And I will offer the pouch to her.
Oh, you're very generous.
I have only so much need of coin, and I think this would benefit you much more than it would me.
And she takes the coins and she sort of like takes it with one hand and with the other hand just strokes your hand and says, "You're so very generous." And when she does, her voice carries on an echo. And for a brief moment, you see before you possibly the most beautiful woman you've ever seen in your entire life. Just sitting before you. Her hair is this like stark black with almost what looks like if there were glitter in her hair. And her eyes are these enormous black orbs. Her skin is like this olive tone with this gossamer dress that once again it shimmers in the moonlight. And until you roll a natural 1, you have a luck point for every long rest you take.
Oh my. So, Wisp won't know entirely what to say in response, but sort of a pause and a smile. May your journey be interesting in the best way.
And The rest of you, upon this happening, also feel a strange sensation watch over you just in this moment in time. It's almost like something temporal has grazed your shoulder, causing a chill to run down your spine. And each of the rest of you get the same.
A luck point.
Yep, it's basically a free inspiration every time you wake up.
So do we have that in addition to our inspiration?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, and it renews every time your character takes a long rest in game.
Okay. That's exciting.
So
I feel like we're about to need that.
yeah. You guys can put that under, if you care, you can put that under Mysterious Blessing. And yeah, we'll make sure that SENITA knows about it too whenever she shows up. Oh, SENITA, did you hear about the luck point?
The what?
All of you guys get a luck point every time you long rest until you roll a nat 1.
Okay, what's a luck point?
It's basically a free inspiration.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. You guys all converge once again at the docks. And you are all together.
Does anyone else feel...
I feel like
Why does this feel so momentous here right now?
well, we went a full day with none of us being arrested, nothing trying to kill us with massive objects, and no monsters erupting out of the ground. I would call this quite momentous.
We've done a very good job.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Yes. Momentous.
Shall we depart?
We know exactly where we're going.
Do we?
We have a direction.
And a map. Oh no, the word is and. I'm so mad at myself right now.
Maybe it could be the phrase, because Mask said it real fast.
Okay, and now we have a map, and then the map.
You held it in for so long.
That's just appropriate at this point. The word that makes your map work is and.
Like, Mask, just you totally see them like punch the air a couple of times and just do this number. Alright, I promise this is awesome. Just ignore the fact that it has a stupid trigger word, and then I will like pull the map out, and I will and on the map.
Make a history check.
12.
You can't quite remember the phrase that resets it.
That's fine. It's and forever.
Just need it on a t-shirt. And.
Oh my god.
I understand now. I was totally lost, but I understand now. The next word was and.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Because they held it in the whole time. They held it in.
I didn't say anything. Oh my god.
And we have a map. And great.
I like it.
Well, I guess there's nothing to do besides summon our ride.
So you guys are summoning Edmund?
We're going to. Tempest takes out a little slip of paper, a little ink, and goes over to some place and starts writing. Actually, she starts to write and then says, "I don't know that Edmund understands any language I can write. Mask, would you write in the common tongue here?"
Yes. We'll do that.
Okay, what are you writing?
Whatever I am told to write.
Edmund, we humbly request your presence at our current location, and that you help us swiftly sail the sea to our next destination.
And Nim says over Tempest's shoulder, and tell him Nim has cinnamon rolls.
And Nim has
Yes.
cinnamon rolls.
Nim has cinnamon rolls.
All right, so you write that, and when you're done and you dot that last period, the paper starts to rot from the edges, from the outer edges in, until it's nothing but a pile of ash. And then this non-existent until now wind blows the ash toward the sea. And from the direction that the ash blew, this fog starts rolling in, heavy and thick. And you see that this shadow of a ship starts to pull forward from the mist. And as it pulls forward, you can see right on the helm is a little boy. He's on the helm now. He came out from the basement. And it's almost like the shadows that are all around you on the dock creep in just a bit more. And as it does, you see that the ship soundlessly, easily, effortlessly, smoothly docks on the pier. And you see Edmund look over the edge of the ship. Swiftly and with cinnamon rolls, huh? I like it.
Edmund, it's so good to see you again.
It's good to see you too. And he smiles with those needle teeth.
How are you feeling? Things have changed lately, and I want to make sure that no one's looking for you.
I feel free. I don't know what happened, but I can come out from the lower deck now.
I think that's fantastic.
I like it.
Are we ready to board, Captain?
We are absolutely ready to board. And then you see these apparitions just sort of appear from nowhere. And you realize that where the ropes had been moving invisibly, there are now apparitions of people doing this. The gangplank lowers to the pier, and you guys are ready to set sail. So, we have the direction.
Send a message to Veneris?
Lyrical?
Lyrical, yep.
Yeah, you can send a message to Lyrical.
Before we head off. There we go. We have our ship. We have a destination. Thank you for the offer. That's all going to be the message.
Okay. And you see that appearing on the paper in return is a message that says, can't talk. Something's wrong. And that's all you get back.
So how quickly do we have to leave?
Something going on?
Don't know yet.
I don't mind waiting to find out. It's a couple of hours won't hurt anything, will it?
Edmund, are you able to hold our spots for a second? Something might be up.
Yeah, I can do that.
Nim gives him a cinnamon roll.
And he will catch it, and he's like, you know my favorite. And he takes a big bite. Once again, just smiling big with these sharp teeth. You almost get the vibe that he does it because he knows it creeps you out a little bit.
All right, so Anu, what's going on?
A friend might be in trouble. Not sure. There's no real information. They said they feel something wrong. And I'm here, so I might as well check it out.
Which friend?
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to say the name again.
Lyrical.
Lyrical.
It was Tempest who could do find person, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can do. She can do locate object.
Locate object. That's
Oh.
right.
If we know if something on his person that is very unique, then we could also use it to locate him. He did wear some pretty unique clothing.
Yeah. Is there anything Lyrical was wearing that you think would work for that, Steven?
Yeah, I mean, Lyrical had a number of jewels and, like, very specifically, like, one-of-a-kind made sort of embellishments on their clothing. So any of that would work.
Okay, cool. Tempest raises her hand and casts locate object, and an arrow appears and points us in a direction. Well, maybe it
Okay.
does, but she attempts to. Hopefully it does.
And you rush to where the locate object works, and it leads you to a back alley, and you see David, and he is currently, like, he has the pen and paper still in his hand, and he is standing where his wife and his spouse are lying on the ground, and there is blood pooling beneath them right now. And he turns to you, his eyes wide. He's like, I can't, I don't have magic. I can't do anything. Help!
Okay, so Steven,
Mm-hmm.
the question is: Are they at death's door yet, or are they just bleeding out?
They are currently bleeding out, making
Okay.
death saves. You can make a medicine roll if you want.
Well, here's
Left
what
or
I'm
right? Left. Tempest just calls left healing word. On
Oh,
one
I
of
see.
them.
I was going to do. I have mass heal. I have mass cure wounds. I can do them both in one go.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just trying to find out if that will do the trick, or if I need to go to spare the dying because I have that.
So you would know that any healing spell will raise someone, like Spare the Dying would stabilize them, but it will also bring them back up if they can take the healing. Now, you know that there have been times healing magic has been fucky when it comes to certain things, but, you know, for this purpose, it should work.
I'm willing to try it on this. So I want to do mass cure wounds. Gonna do it at 5th level. So that's 3d8 plus 3. So that is 17 points of healing on each of them.
Okay. 17 points of healing on each of them. And you send the healing spell their way. It doesn't catch. nothing catches. You look, it's like there's nothing there to heal. And
divine sense.
Divine sense. So as you're casting divine sense, just a split second before, I'm going to tell you what you sense, but I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw.
$19.
Oh! Damn.
Which is very lucky because that is not one of my good ones.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Okay.
Here. My God.
Wait, don't I have something? I just got something.
Can I use my luck, Steven?
Yeah.
Anu, I gave you a ring to give you advantage on wisdom.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
No, I have that.
No,
wrong.
I gave it to Tempest.
Oh,
Sorry.
Yeah,
Tempest.
that's why.
Wrong-
That's
Wrong
that's why I
person.
rolled.
So, Steven, question.
Uh-huh.
If I have advantage on wisdom saving rolls because of fawn lineage.
Uh-huh.
If I take an inspiration, do I get to re-roll both or only one?
You get to reroll both.
Okay, we're gonna do that then. Just
I got
trying
a
to figure
10.
out if it would be
10
worth
Is
it.
Okay, so it says I gain proficiency in wisdom saving throws.
Uh-huh.
So what does that mean?
You add your proficiency bonus and your wisdom modifier.
Okay. All right.
I got 17.
17. Okay.
Is 16 enough?
16, 17 are not enough.
Son of a
Are
bitch.
not enough.
I
Well,
got an 18.
That's what you
I will-
need.
okay, an 18.
I
I will
just-
spend an inspiration then.
See, what's annoying
Okay.
is I rolled an 18, but I have a -1 on wisdom.
That proficiency bonus saved me because I have a +7 and I rolled a 6 and then I got +5 in proficiency.
23.
23.
That's better.
So, you, Tempest, send out your divine sense. What is that sense again?
It,
I just wanna make sure.
It's. I had to look it up too, actually, just recently because it's new. The presence of strong evil registers on your senses. As an action, you can open your awareness to detect such forces. Until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
I have to look at this to see. I think. No,
You
it
know the
is.
type
It is. I
celestial,
know it
fiend, or
is.
undead?
Because of a game that I'm in with Robin. That's how I know. Fiend registers.
Fiend registers. Okay, that's
And
enough.
You hear a voice that says, "Gotcha." And everyone makes their wisdom save. Only Anu and Masquerade succeed. The rest of you, so Anu and Masquerade, you turn and you see a familiar woman. Very familiar to Anu, familiar enough to Masquerade. And you see that she looks different now. She looks different this go around. She's not just a hag anymore. She now has these horns curling from her forehead. And her once snaggled teeth are now fangs.
So, let me make sure that I have the right of this. Does this mean that you are not one of Baba's anymore?
No, dear child. I don't belong to Baba anymore. Now, I belong to Crom.
Good, so you're not family and I won't be a kinslayer if this comes to blows.
And the rest of you vanish. Just outright vanish.
Wait.
She
Well,
cast
what?
Mass Banish.
I am looking much
That is
less
a homebrew
confident
spell.
now.
Tempest
Yeah, I-
re-rolled. Tempest should be fine. I
Oh,
think it's
Tempest,
24.
you're right.
Yeah.
So the two of you. So Nim and Wisp you watch as these tendrilled shadows curl up around their ankles and yoink them under as though they're splashing underwater, but they fall through solid ground and they are gone. Each of you gets one word before you're gone. What do you say?
Fuck!
It's a good one.
Nima's gonna say, "Oh no," but all you hear is, "Oh."
And
And it is initiative. Everyone
Alright,
can roll
let's go.
initiative because you two are just banished. You're still in it though.
Let
Like,
me
they can
check
break your
my magic
concentration.
item.
so wait, even though we're banished, we roll initiative too?
Yeah, because you are just
Okay.
banished. But if they can break her concentration, and she got a natural 1 on her initiative.
That's a 15.
That's a
Yep.
10.
10.
It's gonna be a 5 total.
Okay.
21.
Okay. You know what? My notes program is being slow because of everything else I have open. So here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna pass it around. Who got the highest?
I guess I did.
Okay, so you go first and just hand it to somebody. I
Okay.
can be in that order. Whoever goes last on one round goes first on the next.
Right, don't make Steven last every time or he will start screwing us over.
Tempest says, oh, you will return them. And she goes to summon her sword, and nothing happens. And she's like, ugh, ugh, I need my weapon. And poof, this giant axe, a glowing axe, just appears and floating. And Tempest goes to grab it, and it moves out of the way. And she's like, what, you want to do this yourself? It nods. She's like, fine. And the hammer goes on, the giant axe streaks off towards her.
Mm-hmm.
For those mechanics people, it's spiritual weapon. Let's see. So that and how far away is she, and how close are these quarters?
Okay, so I'll set the scene for you. You are in a 20-foot wide alleyway. The hag
Exactly 20 feet.
Yeah, and the hag is
Convenient.
in the darkened corner just around the bend, where there's
Okay.
like a 20-foot T. She is currently dressed in this much finer, more menacing-looking black dress with like chunks of moss clinging to it. She also has these 6 blue flames encircling her. And they're just like orbiting her, like in a spiral. And she seems to be just unaffected by, as far as like, she's not maintaining them, she's not using her motion to cause them to happen. They just kind of are there. Okay? And this hag basically is the hag from before that Anu made a deal with, and now she has leveled up and evolved into a night hag.
A night hag.
Yep.
That doesn't seem like the kind of thing that a fireball would really hurt. Like fire on a fiend, it seems like something that would be a bad idea. And so, I am going to throw a lightning ball.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw a lightning ball. So it's a fireball, but it's electricity.
Okay.
So that's how many is that? I know I have. Do I not have this? Do I not have transmute spell? I thought I had transmute spell. Where is it? Where is it? I do. Okay, cool. One and I'm also going to okay, I can empower this spell also. Okay, anyway, so here, let's roll these dice. I know dice. No one likes dice but me. But this is an upcasted lightning ball. Hopefully she's not resistant. So she has to make a saving throw or take 10d6 lightning damage.
Okay, so it's a dexterity throw, right?
I believe against
I'm not lying. Again, these dice love me. That's 3 natural 20s tonight.
Okay. Well then she will take
That's
half.
so wild. Okay.
She's not resistant to electricity, is she?
She is. And when you hit her, one of these fires goes out.
Okay. I don't have enough DC. All right, well, I'll just roll 10. 7, 17. Plus 6, I'm going to re-roll that one. 10, 27, or 6, 8. I'm going to re-roll that one. Okay, it's like 30 points of damage, but it's probably like 10 points of damage or something.
15 halved 7.
Yeah.
So she takes 7 damage, and one of the fires goes out. So
not even enough to well, I can't hand it to a banished person, so
Yep.
let's
You can, but you'll waste their turn.
Yeah, so it's you or her.
But I have to hold on. I am not lying. I have another natural 20. This is
What?
So many in a row.
I am driving
That's
to
wild.
Indiana
Those dice
tonight
are
and breaking
weighted.
into your
That's
home and throwing
wild.
us away.
These dice, I'm using up all my good rolls right now, guys. Like, oh my gosh. How many is that? That's 4 tonight?
Yes.
That's wild. Okay. So you hit her with this lightning and she catches it. And when she catches it in her hands, you see it's like her hands are shaking and she's trying to hold on to it, maintain her concentration on what she has. And the lightning, and it kind of flicks into the fire, and the fire then snuffs out. So she has 5 of them now.
Okay. And my spiritual weapon gets to go.
All right, spiritual weapon. That does force damage, doesn't it?
It does.
Frick. That's gonna...
Oh, wait a minute. Force damage? Is it force damage? I think it's just slashing damage, or let me see. Triple check and make sure. Or is it a spiritual weapon? Oh no, it is force damage. Yep,
it is force damage. Okay. Do I get a save or is it an attack roll?
It's an attack roll, and
Okay.
I rolled 20.
That hits.
That's right. That's a crit.
Oh my gosh! Of course you crit
20
on that one.
20 is a crit. And it does. I should have upcasted this one instead. So let's see. Let's do the
Well, you already slashed through all the fires.
10. So 10 plus the reroll the thing. 8, 10, 8 and 6 is 12. So the spiritual weapon does more damage. 22 points of damage. That
22
should
okay.
require a concentration check.
It does. She got an 18. Man. Okay.
Let's
So,
see. Hold on.
you did, when you do that spiritual weapon, though, you watch as the spiritual weapon slashes, and it's almost like it absorbs the fires as they all go out, and it hits her for full damage.
Oof.
And she screams with this hideous, almost like raspy, echoing scream. And who are you handing it to?
We need everybody back. We need everybody back. Let's see. We're gonna hand it to Masquerade.
Yes. Okay. I'm gonna get over there, and I'm gonna throw a punch. I use my action to cast Vampiric Touch at level 5, and then I'm gonna unarmed strike as a bonus action. It's 26 to hit, 23 damage if it does, 5 bludgeoning, 18 necrotic.
That hits, and it works, and she can't do anything about it either. Her fire's gone. So you describe how you smash her in the face real good.
Just right into the cheek, man. I'm hype about this. We have hit the level where my build starts working.
Yeah, and she
Took 2
rolled an
years.
8 on her concentration check. So all of a sudden, both Wisp and Nim fall out of the shadows on the walls. And you both are back. And as far as you knew, 1 second you were falling, the next second you're here. Who are you handing it to, Masquerade?
Her.
Okay. So she spits and this black ichor comes out of her mouth. She goes, "You nasty, vile children." And she's gonna go for Masquerade because she did not like getting punched in the freaking face.
That is why I said her.
Mm-hmm. So she's gonna do a really nasty thing. I think that's what she's gonna do.
Do it.
Is it a
Let's
spell?
go.
It is a spell.
Counter spell.
Oh my frick! Okay. So she starts to cast, and as she does, you watch as her fingernails start dripping with black Icarus liquid that's viscous. And you counterspell, and when that happens, she just like chokes on her own spell, and the fingernails just dry up immediately. She turns to you and she's like, "Oh, I don't like you."
I get that a lot.
She doesn't have any fires left. I can't do anything else. Okay, her fires come back though. So she has 6 flames around her again. And we're gonna hand it to Anu.
Oh yeah. Is there anything hidden in here that I can see with my sight?
Invisible. I forgot you have that. Yes, but you need to make a perception check to see it. Because it's also physically hidden.
Um, 16?
16. You see on the ground beside her, there is an invisible plant that is growing up, and the flowers look like the flower mouths that Crom has, and they're even open like they have like tiny mouths. The vines are currently ensnaring these 3 different dolls. One a gargoyle, one a moon elf, and one a changeling. And you see that on a rooftop overlooking you guys, there's that same plant, but much larger, creeping up the side, and just almost completely mummified by these vines are 3 forms that have the rough builds. You could probably guess who's in there.
All right. Okay, so I get 2 actions. All right, does speaking count as an action?
Nope.
Or okay. All right, then I'm just gonna look at her and go, how many times are we gonna have to teach you this lesson?
Oh.
And I'm gonna take aim, and I'm gonna hit the plants with a firebolt.
Okay. You're aiming for the plants, not her.
Yeah.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
All right. I'm gonna use my inspiration,
Okay.
and I'm gonna change my dice. Much better. I got a 19.
19. Okay. Just describe how the plant incinerates, because it doesn't have much health.
Okay, yeah. Just kind of just shrivel up and dies in a ball of flame.
All right, so you guys watch as Anu fires this blue firebolt up at nowhere, nothing, on a rooftop. And it explodes, and some sort of plant that was there that was invisible incinerates. And you watch as ash rains, and at the same time, Lyrical, David, and what was her name? I can't remember her name. Their wife falls from the roof, and they're unconscious. They're about to fall off the rooftop.
Can I use my other action to send Nuka at him?
Yes, you can. You can use your bonus action to do that.
Yeah, I'm sending Nuka after
So,
him.
and at the same moment, you watch as Anu tosses this amulet forward, and it explodes into a full-fledged dragon that climbs halfway up the wall and swipes them, almost like a cat pouncing on something. And it rolls and saves them from taking fall damage. Good job, because they were bleeding out. I mean, they're still bleeding out, but you know.
Yeah.
And who are you passing it to?
Wisp.
First question: with this arrangement of us passing it around, does dance partner still work?
Yes, it does.
Cool.
Because that happens on your turn. It's a reaction, so they can do it whenever.
It does. So, I'm gonna make Tempest my dance partner on this one.
Okay.
How far away is this hag?
No more than 60 feet.
No more
You
than.
can be as close as you want.
You know what I haven't broken in yet?
What?
Sunbeam.
Oh.
Radiant
like-
damage.
I feel like breaking that one in.
Okay.
So, let me see here. So, I'm going to need a Constitution save from her.
Constitution. That's not great. It's still. She has a good constitution, but it's still not great. I got a 7.
That is not going to make it.
No, it's not going to make it.
So, before I do this, I'm going to say, hey, Grizzy, think fast. And this is an incredibly bright, concentrated beam shot directly from both palms forward. She takes 30 points of radiant damage and is blinded until my next turn.
So, even with the resistance ability she has, she can't stop from dying from this. So describe her grisly demise to me.
So initially just sort of lit up by the light, and then it's like, I'm trying to think of the way I want to put this. You remember in Terminator 2, Sarah Connor grabbing the fence is like the new kids, and it's like the force is blowing her back, but then like bits of her start to blow off, and then like it all blows off, and there's just a skeleton there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that.
Okay. So she just immediately blows away, incinerated. And, yeah. You guys are no longer under threat of death. But you know who is? The 3 on
And
the
I
ground
cast-
under the dragon.
Can I cast Mass Cure Wounds again?
Did you already used your action, so technically Nim can go if she wants to.
We're still in turn. Okay, so
Or
or
Oh.
Tempest, because dance partner.
That's true.
but let's. We both have the ability to heal, right?
I think
mean,
so.
I do. You do.
Yeah.
Nim is waggling eyebrows. So
I might have a special item.
ooh, go
Go
for it.
for it.
Okay, so Nim sprints forward, pushes everybody away, goes to wherever Nuka has stashed our friends.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure exactly how this works, Steven.
Uh-huh.
So Nim just kind of puts her hand over her heart, where you notice she has a very It's tacky as hell. It's like an old lady brooch that she was wearing. But then she just goes over to everybody and starts saying, "You've had such a rough night, and I am so sorry, but it's all over now, and we're all gonna be okay, and it's just time to wake up, and I'm so sorry you had to deal with this." So what happens from there, Steven?
So, you watch as she says this, and the brooch glows almost in tandem with each of the syllables of her words. And you could swear that in the same moment, all of their wounds glow in tandem with the syllables of her words. As they close, all the little thorn pricks, some of them leak this Icarus black out of them. And, yeah. The three of them all wake up. And Lyrical sort of like holds their head and is like, "What happened?"
Well, it seems you met an old friend of ours, and I am using friend in a very sarcastic way. I want you to know that that was not our friend, and I do apologize that you got caught in the crossfires as she tried to get our attention, but she won't be able to do that anymore.
Well,
Nope.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And David kind of wakes up and he's like, "Oh, you're okay. You're both okay. And last I knew, there was this enormous plant that ate you."
And
What?
Nim just nods.
Well, thank you. And he stands up, and you can see he kind of winces when he stands up because he's in pain still. And then he'll like just scoop up as many of you as will let him in a big hug.
Oh, I'll totally let him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Nuka gets in on the hug.
When Nuka gets in on the hug, Nuka kind of like does that dog thing where like they're too big and they don't realize it, so they just like knocks everybody over and just kind of like starts licking faces indiscriminately. Like, and David smiles at you and you. "So you got my message.
I did.
I'm glad. Thank you. Thank all of you. You know, I think we could stay just one more night for a rest. All of you go on. As much as I would love to send you on your way, wherever you're going, since apparently now you know where you're going, I think the three of us need to rest."
of course. Stay well.
Have a safe journey.
And you, when you're ready.
And, maybe we'll meet again in Foray. I hope we do.
We'd like that.
Maybe next time you
So-
see us, we won't just be a threesome. We'll be a flying threesome or a fabulous threesome or whatever those circus individuals can come up with for us.
I'm sure any threesome involving you will be just lovely.
Thank you. And they're going to go to the inn. You guys can head to Edmund's ship because he's waiting for y'all.
Yep.
And that
He's
is
been very
where
patient.
we're going to cut it off here. And you have finally dealt with the hag that was even more of a problem again. So Anu's mistakes are dead and buried.
Oh yeah.
For now.
For now.
Until Steven brings
For
him back.
now.
Until she makes a pact with somebody else.
Well, I was gonna say until the Islari show up again, because apparently now that's a thing.
You know, it's a whole world.
Ah!
Viral.
But this was our 50th episode, guys. It's so exciting. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. You are incredible. You are amazing. And until next time that we play, which will be in 2 weeks, whether it's on the page or at the table, make sure to tell your story your way. Bye, everybody.